What do you make of these reports about Vietnam buying BrahMos missile systems from India? Why would Vietnam want these anti ship missiles?
China, for instance, pushing the envelope in its claim over the Gulf of Tonkin. In the past few weeks, we saw Chinese maritime forces beat Vietnamese fisherfolk with iron clubs, for instance, and of course the imprisonment or the detainment of Vietnamese fishermen. Right. So these are a number of important aspects that also determined in the strategic calculations of Vietnam towards acquiring the BrahMos missile as an important deterrent. But we have to underscore that Vietnam is unlikely to engage in bloc politics against China, driven by strategic culture, its emphasis on strategic autonomy.
The Philippines has already acquired a similar missile system to use in the South China Sea, where it has competing claims with China. Is that why Vietnam wants to buy these missiles?
It's quite interesting that Vietnam has been in the works of its negotiations with India for the BrahMos missiles and other types of weapon systems as well. For instance, in 2017, there was the Akash missiles, right? So this also gained some controversy vis-a-vis China. But today, given the highly competitive nature of Indo-Pacific geopolitics, the highly polarized dimension of Southeast Asian security. This was a natural step for Vietnam, right? And of course, as we see, Vietnam and the Philippines are also improving their confidence building mechanisms through bilateral patrols for non-traditional security issues with their coast guards. Then this is definitely in line with the whole aspect of deterrence, right? So this is in fact also another thing that we could anticipate, given of course that there's a trend within Southeast Asia to bolster their defense capabilities amidst the US-China power competition on one hand and China's expansionism on the other.
And how do you think China will react to Vietnam acquiring these missiles?
China has also been a major supplier of arms and defense equipment to India's immediate neighbors. And of course, the first offshore base of China is in Djibouti in the Western Indian Ocean. So, in this regard, I don't really think that China should be apprehensive about this, given that it has been trying to do so in a different connotation. When we look at India's engagements in Southeast Asia, it is not merely to address the China factor, but it is to improve the capacity building of like minded and friendly nations.